Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone this morning? So good, I hope. So good. I am, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to celebrate National Handwriting Day. Isn't that right up our alley? I believe so. So I'm just still working on getting you up on the computer. If you are brand new here, if you would like, follow and subscribe to Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you would share my posts and comment, that would be a dream. Thank you so much. So, I have so many things to talk about, but let's start with Polka Dot Day. So I finished my polka dot page. I hope that you all have continued to work on yours. Good morning, Sue. I hope that you are, still working on yours. I have a couple things that I've been thinking I might want to add to mine. I'm feeling like, I've been looking at it, and I know this sounds a little bit crazy, but I was thinking, because the letters polka dot are outlined in black, I've thought about maybe doing some outline work on my polka dots, because I want them to kind of have equal billing. Do you know what I mean? Good morning, Keels. Anyway, I had so much fun creating this page. I had so much fun. I told you I'm the queen of that little punch, and I just love adding all the things. And I used every dot that I cut out except one. Oh, no, two. Sorry, I have two. Which I thought I might be able to punch some more, or I don't know. You know, I don't like to waste. So, anywho, I can't wait I hope that everybody has gathered up their, good morning, Patricia, gathered up their jelly pens, their jelly rollers, so that we can, do something fun. So the project that I have for today is, I've done a couple of samples. And so I want you to start to ponder what you want to do, and I'll show you my samples. Okay, the first thing I did was I took, when you get a box from just about anybody, but mostly Amazon, they come with those with like crumpled up brown paper. Well, I can't waste. So here's my crumpled up brown paper. I just roll it up. I roll it up, and because it's thin, I like that. And I can make something out of that. When I was growing up, I think I told you guys that story about our newspaper used to come wrapped in, I don't know, it was this really thin paper like this, but it was always like bright colors. Oh my gosh, I would save all of that. Cut it up and draw on it and all the things. Okay, so here is what we're going to do, right? So we're going to do this, good morning, Lens. We're going to do this technique that, is not anything new, but it is super fun. So I did one example here on that brown paper because, I can't help myself. And then I did one example here in my art journal. So I've seen a couple different ways to do this, and so we're just going to go through all of them. So you're going to write your word. So I wrote capture because that's our word, right? But you could certainly write your name. You could You could do whatever you ding dang please. You could write, yeah, you know, somebody's name that you love, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to write it again. So I'm going to do it on this brown paper because you can see it better. So, and you're going to do it in script. So I'm going to come over because I want that to have the most impact. Like it's coming right from the edge, like over here. So we're just going to write the word capture. Right? Now, we're going to go over that with our white. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways. And remember, I have a piece of paper that you can just prime those gel pens. That makes all the difference. There we go, there we go. And remember, the trick with gel pens is really slow and barely touching your substrate. Right? And remember, your pencil is just a guide. You don't have to follow right over it. And here's the thing, you can always go back, right? And I like to use the number 10 because it's the biggest, you get the most color for your, get the most bang for your buck, right? And this is a slow process, so you can't rush it, right? So now we have, and remember, it doesn't have to be perfect for pity's sake, right? It's just gonna be what it is. So we're gonna let that dry for a sec so we don't smudge, because I smudged. But know that you can, even if you do that, you can kind of fix it. At least I have been able to kind of like go back over things, over lines and stuff. Anyway, okay, so now these are the colors that these are these colors, right? So I started with the darkest purple, and that happens to be a number 10 too. Yay! And I put this, I should have scooted that down a little bit and had it kind of nest, but I didn't, and so we're just going to work with what we got. Now we're just going to outline that white line with the purple, right? So just nice and slow. Both sides of the white. Nice and slow. So I'm going to remind everybody, remember the planets aligning thing happens on Friday, tomorrow. So make sure you be sure to go outside and take a look at that. Nice and slow. Oh my gosh, Jeff and I started to watch this show. And I'm just going to tell you, it gave me bad dreams. But I'm a wimp. I can't watch anything slightly scary. And I usually need some kind of a buffer show after I've watched something kind of intense. And I didn't last night. You know what? I was just preoccupied with finishing up my name tags for my retreat. And so I wasn't completely paying attention. And I had, there we go. Anyway, I woke up about 4 and I could not go back to sleep, which is not an uncommon occurrence for me. But I was hit with a whole bunch of insecurity bombs. Do you know what I mean? Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. Like, why do you think you could do that? Ah. But then sleep finally did come, but way later. Way later. Okay, so, the inside of this E. So do you see what I'm doing? I'm just outlining everything, right? So after this, so you can adapt these colors to whatever kind of colors you want. Just do the sequence. This helped me. You want to do a dark color, like you want to do your white, then a darker color, then like a lighter version of that darker color. So now we're going to come in with this kind of a periwinkle. And I'm going off the edge, so I'm really taking my time there. And try and get it as close as possible, but when I get really close, I think it's going to take some, excuse me, practice to not overlap my lines, so prime, prime, prime. So you can't rush it, I will tell you that, and that's okay. And I just thought it was so apropos that we do a project for National Handwriting Day. Since, remember, we just had a discussion about how the National Archives are looking for people who can read cursive, which is just, if you would have told, you know, high school Anne-Marie that, I would have said, you are kidding me. That's a job. Everybody can read cursive. But guess what? No, they can't. It's just crazy to me. I just saw another girl that I follow on Instagram who was not affected by the fires. They just got evacuated last night, so I'll be watching her. I forgot to do dark purple inside of here. Slowly. So they must be starting up again. I am a news ignorer because it either makes me mad or sad, and so I often don't know what's happening in the world. Somehow that kind of helps me. It helps my little bubble. You know what I mean? I don't know why this is not working. I don't know why. I still can't see your comments. Whatever. Maybe if I go out and come in. Let's try that. Anyway, I hope that you are, they don't teach cursive writing, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand why. There we go. Now I see you. Now I see. I guess that's what I need to start doing. Go out and then come back in. Oh, it's me talking. Yuck. Oh, maybe it was the planets. Okay. I know, I love the polka dots too, Patricia. I know, I'm catching up on all our chatter. You know what? I don't know. I'll find out what the best time is, Valerie, and I'll post it. How's that sound? Or I'll post it in the newsletter. No, I'll post it on social media, I think. I know. And here's the thing. I love handwriting. I was just telling Lori and I went on a walk the other day, and I was telling her, I go, penmanship was one of my favorite classes. Anybody else remember penmanship as a class? Everybody take a drink. I think that should be pretty dry. And now I'm going to come in with another blue, which is kind of a complementary color. So I'm going to do this upside down because my hand will be, it's easier on my hand. There we go, there we go. So think about, you could adapt this little technique in a million different ways, right? You could do it with markers, or like you could do it with your Poscas, right? That one got a little thick. Oh well. Right. So Keely was just telling me this story this morning. She sent me this story from NPR about the price that libraries have to pay for digital books is almost double what anybody else has to pay. Isn't that the insane thing? And the way that they, I'll post the story here. No, I get you. No, I read that 24 states still teach cursive handwriting. Oh, that's so cool, Kay. Well, and you know what? I will just tell you, Carmen has the most beautiful handwriting, and her handwriting is, I wonder if it was Palmer. I'll have to ask her, because hers is Catholic school, as I bet yours was, Kay. Her handwriting is just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. Okay, so now once we have the third color, now we're going to come in with a fluorescent. And the fluorescent, I'm just saying that there's so many kids that can't read cursive now, Peg, which is, I just think it's a sad state of affairs, you know? we go. Do you see this? By going around it with a neon, it kind of makes it look like it kind of glows. I really like that. So think about different color combos, different think about how I want to do that. So I really like what happens once you put the fluorescent on there. I really like the glowiness that kind of happens because of that. So my goal is to just fill this whole page with that. Come on. How cool is that? But I wanted to show you another way to do that technique, and I'm going to do that in my art journal. So this one, what I did was good morning, Vicky. I can't wait to see you either. I can't wait. Okay, so the next way that I'm going to show you, I'm going to use a Posca. And I just happen to have a purple one. So I'm going to write the word capture. And you know, you can absolutely come back and fix anything that you don't like the way it looks. Like these. Right? So let's go back over that and make it nice and solid. Right? And I'm telling you, just like anything in life, the more you take time, the better your results will be. Right? And let's round that one out. There we go. Okay, now for this one, for this version, we're going to take, now I'm going to take my white jelly roller and slowly, I'm going to prime it first, but now I'm going to go right down the center of that purple, and we've started the process. Do you see what I mean? Do you see how you can just grow this in a million ways? So we can do this, like once I'm done with this portion, putting the white in the center, whoops, I went over that. I overshot it up there. Oh well. Like that, I love that already. The big one, whatever this big one is, 5M. Look, Tam. But you could do whatever you have. Do you know what I mean? Whatever you have, you can do that and just adjust as you go along. Now, I'm going to take the lighter version of that purple, I'm going to come in. And now I'm just going to continue with the outline. And remember, your art journal is kind of like your reference file, right? It's your reference file for all the different techniques that we play with throughout the year. So it doesn't have to be a work of art. It's a place to learn and try, experiment with some different looks, with some different with some different ideas, right? Some different mediums. I am not butting right up next to my colors. I'm getting close, but not. I'm leaving that little bit of white. I don't know, I kind of like it. And I like that this one kind of butts right up next to that, the one above. And this one, I left lots of air in between each of the letters. But you can do, you can do whatever you want. There we go. Somebody was cutting down a tree or something in my neighborhood today. It was so loud. But I just turned up the Highwaywomen, and you know what? Then I was happy again. I just love that Crowded Table song. And I was thinking, I'm going to have a house with a crowded table next week at the retreat. I love that. Oh my gosh, this is turning out so good, you guys. Okay, so I did the dark purple and the white, right? And the lighter purple, and now I'm going to do the blue. Fill your whole page with this. You know what I mean? And it can be your name, like I said. It can be this word or another word. It can be whatever you want it to be, actually. Around, 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 around. Turn, turn, turn your... I know, Peg, can I tell you? It lives in my head a lot, that song. Don't you have songs where they're just singing to you all the time? I love that. Remember to have your best gel pen success, nice and slow. Nice and slow. And barely touching your paper. Around that corner. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it so much. That's funny, Tam. It is fun to be an observer, isn't it? Okay, you guys. I love that it already starts to have the glowy look. And then when you look at it up close, you can see all my mistakes, but you can also get the vibe that it almost looks neonish. So now let's come in with that blue, with that yellow. Everybody take a drink. That fluorescent-y yellow. I saw this quote, and I put it in the newsletter last week, but it's kind of spoken to me, and I noticed lots of my artist friends are posting it. And it was about, well, I can read it to you. If you are feeling sad, go create something, because art is magic and it will make everything a little bit better. So I thought, if you're feeling sad or frustrated or happy or any of the feelings, if you make a little, I will tell you that when I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed by life, or maybe I need to kind of solve something in my head, a practice like this always helps me, because you kind of have to slow down, right? You kind of have to let you kind of get lost in the color and the art practice that you're engaging in. Well, I guess I stopped with the blue right there. I don't know what I did. Ay. Whatever. There we go. I'm telling you that this fluorescent is really effective in helping that neon glowy effect happen. Love the, oh, we gotta do up here. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. There we go. Let's do this last little bit. I have to say I do like this one better with the lines closer to each other. I feel like that is making a bigger impact. But I wanted to try what other colors do I have this. What is this? Lavender. Well, let's try this and then I can do some. Me too, Cindy. Me too. So I'm going to use this lavender because I'm too lazy to dig down in a I'm too lazy to dig down in my other bag of Poscas. There we go. So I wanted to try another colorway. So I'm going to let that dry for a second. Oh, let's take a second to do a Lori stretch. So everybody sit back in your chair. Sorry, I'm wiping my nose. Okay, arms straight up. And then relax your shoulders and hold that for 30 seconds. I'm telling you, then before you know it, your hands start to relax. It's so nice. And your shoulders start to just let go a little bit. Lovely. Okay, now you can let go. I hope that feels good to you. It does to me. Okay, now I'm going to do this technique, but with some new colors. So now let's take that white, prime it. Let's go down the center. Of the lavender. Prime, prime, prime. There we go. I keep having in my head, I keep telling myself, slow down. You'll have better success if you slow down. And that it doesn't have to be one continuous line. I can stop and start whenever I want. There's no rules, right? And I can move my substrate. Look at that already. Ooh, I'm loving that. Back over that. Just a little bit. Okay. Now, I love the Lori stretches. Oh my gosh. And Nancy, she's coming to do them again. She's doing them again. And I told her last year, she said, when do you want me to do them? And I said, whenever you think everybody needs that. Right? Okay, so I have these colors. So I have a dark pink and a light pink. I don't think it matters. Yes. I'm telling you, they just sing to me in my head a lot. I'm going to prime this hot pink, and let's see what happens with that. Pretty. Look how pretty that is next to that. Okay, I'm sure yours is beautiful with your beautiful handwriting. So seriously, think about this technique and all the different iterations that we could do with it. Right? Turn, turn, turn. Remember, your art journal isn't, it isn't hammered down to the table. It can be moved so that it's easier for your hand. Look at that. Oh, that got a little wonky. Nice. Look at how different it looks just with the... Oh, all right. I'll do that next, Sue. Good thinking, sister. So I was, like I said earlier, I was looking at I don't know if I want to go around these all these polka dots with like just a black journaling pen, like one of my microns, or if I want to bring my watercolor colored pencil in and do there we go, do some that smudginess. I don't know. I told myself that I was going to think it through before I make a decision. Oh, you guys, it's looking so good. Now I'm going to come in with that lighter pink. Prime, prime, prime. Which is actually darker. Oh my gosh, you guys, wait till you see this. And this is only an 8. I think this is really similar in color, so I don't think I'm going to do that one. We could do the yellow right now. We could. Look at that. So pretty. It's a slow process, but it's so rewarding. Has anybody watched the new season of Miss Scarlet? It was called Miss Scarlet and the Duke. It's a PBS show. Oh, I just love it. Nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. And that's the magic, I think, is the fluorescent at the end. Well, I like all the layers of color though too. Stop it. I love that show, Kay. I love it too. It's so good. Okay, everybody, let's take a drink. And the other day I was working on name tags, so I watched a bunch of episodes. Then I told myself, oh, you gotta slow down. You gotta slow down because... Is that a 10? Oh, that is a 10. It's a moonlight. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, that's a 6. That's a 10. I wonder... I overcame my laziness and bent down and grabbed my Posca pants. Honestly, I can't believe I admitted to that laziness to you guys. I wonder what would happen if we did black first. Do you know what I mean? See what happens. I need a thick black. Oh, or I have this color. That would be pretty. Let's do this color first. I was worried about it too, but you know what? Yeah. I know, okay. I kind of like... No, there's not enough episodes, so I told myself I had to slow down. Oh, this one's all cruddy on the end. I don't know what I did. See if I can clean it off a little bit on this piece of paper. Just priming, 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 priming. You might have to go back to the orange if this one doesn't work out. This is aqua green and it's so pretty. Ooh, there we go. Okay, let's do this one. See, it's kind of crappy, but I should be able to make it work. Because I'll be able to go back and repair it. I hope that you guys are digging around in your artsy arsenal and pulling out all kinds of materials. I think it's time to get a new one of these pens. Tammy, are you here yet? Do you want to go to Dick Blick with me? No, you're still in Georgia. This just needs a lot of help with priming. I just don't think I can say goodbye to it just yet. There we go. Oh. I keep thinking I'm going to spell it wrong. I don't know if I can wait till Wednesday, Tam. I'll be deep in throwing the last minute stuff together. Oh my gosh, this one's going to be so pretty because remember, there's this color, this kind of an aqua color in the letters, but I also have a fluorescent green, and I think I might have a fluorescent green in my, yes I did, it's a 10, yay. So we'll do that and that. Maybe this fluorescent yellow too. I don't know. Oh my gosh, we're going to have so much fun. Anyway, I hope that you guys take this idea and run with it. And next time you get a package, pull out the paper and flatten it out, roll it up, and then just tear some off every now and again and play on it. Let's do some comfort book. All right, let's see. Oh, that's 10 things that make you happier. That's what we did yesterday. Oh, here we go. A note on the future. Our anxieties and insecurities, particularly it seems in the West, are shaped by our demand that the future be free from worry. But of course, we can't ever have such assurance. The future sits there with a pen in hand, refusing to sign that particular contract. Alan Watts, a British philosopher heavily influenced by Eastern philosophy and spirituality, reminded us that the future is inherently unknown. If we cannot live happily without an assured future, we are certainly not adapted to living in a finite world where, despite the best plans, accidents will happen, and where death comes at the end. So in other words, if we demand the future be free from suffering in order to be happy, we can't be happy. It is like demanding the sea be entirely still before we sail on it. Oh, that's so apropos in so many ways, right? Okay, I'm gonna, let's see, do I still have a few minutes? I do. So I'm gonna come in with my white and see what we can do here, Miss Sue. Right down the center. Nice and slow and barely touching the paper. As soon as I just speed up, tragedy occurs and I go out of the lines or I get skippy lines. There we go. I'm gonna turn, and do this long drink of water line. There we go. Now, do we want to start with orange? I believe so. I'm thinking orange might be, because it's so opposite of this. Do you know what I mean? I feel like the lime green might clash a little bit, but I think if we have the orange buffer, that might be kind of cool. Oh, look at that. Take your time, man. Normally I just say that to myself inside of my head. But sometimes it comes out loud. And sometimes you're here with me, and sometimes I'm all alone. Anybody else talk to themselves? Especially when they're creating. Oh, I'm the queen of it. I bet you can think of a million ways to use this technique, right? I saw a couple of girls do a couple of different versions of it on the internet, and then I was, I want to try all the artsy things. I want to try all the artsy techniques. Oops. I want to capture it all in this art journal. And then when I fill it up, I want to start a new one. I hope you feel the same. That's my plan for 2025. One drink of water again. Okay. Did we get all the bits and bobs? Nope. Right here. That's kind of interesting looking, isn't it? It's really kind of taking on a new, Oh, Vicky, you're so funny. Everybody take a drink. Oh, it looks like it's time for us to say goodbye. So, look for your newsletter tomorrow and be sure to open it. You know, go celebrate National Handwriting Day in your own way. We started it out. What are we going to do next? Who knows? Who knows? I'm thinking maybe I'll do the lime green, and then I'll do this lime green and then the yellow. That's what I'm thinking. Look for pictures of it in the newsletter when I'm done. I adore you all, and I know, Peg, I can't believe I get to hug you in real true life next week. I adore everybody. We will only have one pop-in paint party next week, and that will be on Tuesday. And then we will have stitchery, and then I'm off until the following week. I adore you all. Thanks so much. let's go out and make it a terrific Thursday or tremendous Thursday. How's that? Bye, everyone.